What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining this client interview. We got my man Ryland on the line here, along with his mother. And of course, we got Coach Ross here as well. So, Ryland has absolutely crushed it in the program so far. So, Ryland, man, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself briefly to the audience so I don't steal your thunder too much, dude?
All right. My name is Ryland Hadley. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and I go to La Cueva High School. Currently wearing the shirt right now.
Hey,
Um,
go.
and I've been a part of Nate Kelly's program, just helping me out, getting a higher exit velo, stronger, faster in every aspect. And Dylan Ross has been able to help me in the mental side of baseball.
Yeah, man. Awesome. So, you just hit a PR like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
3 days ago at this point. Walk me through that moment a little bit, man. Like what happened, how'd that kind of feel, and where you at right now with some of your metrics, dude?
So the about 3 days ago, I finished practice and everything, and I haven't done my EV test yet. Just got back from camping, and I asked my mom to come help me come outside and everything. It was kind of low at first, like in the 75, 70, like 80 range. And then I tried to tweak a few things in the way I whip my hands and everything. And then something just clicked right there, and you can even ask her. She could see the big difference in the jump
Sweet.
in the velocity and the average in every swing.
Mhm.
That's awesome. Mom, what was it like for you to kind of watch that number come up? Because I mean, you've been here for a while in this corner. Like this has been, 5 months at this point. What was that moment like for you as a parent?
Um, it was it was actually like he's finally there. And I have to say the biggest part of it is that Ryland's still young.
Yeah,
He's 14.
yeah.
And a lot of his friends are hitting into that age 16. And
Mhm.
so they got a whole year on him, basically. And he was frustrated that he wasn't getting there. And but he's now hitting where they are still a whole year ahead of him. Like,
Right,
so he's where he's competing with them, even though he's a year behind them.
right,
So it was like for me, it was like finally, like he is working where they are not working
right.
because they should be hitting a lot higher. So it was finally a little breath of fresh air that he was hitting where he should be.
Yeah,
Or where he should be, where they should have been a long time ago at the
right,
same time.
right.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. He was able to close that gap a little bit from the peers around him, and you know, Riley, man, you've always stood out to me like is very mature for your age. With your swing, absolutely, but more so with your attitude, man. So it's good to see those numbers itself actually represent that for you a little bit more. So I'm proud of you, as far as that's concerned, man. Take me back though, Rylan, like before you started, dude. And I think, if I'm recalling correctly, I think you DM'd me about your swing
Yeah.
way back. I do remember that.
Yeah.
What kind of made you want to reach out initially and then ultimately like just take a leap of faith with like online programming, dude?
Um, what made me want to reach out is in New Mexico, we don't have coaches like how every other state has. We
Mm,
just don't have the same opportunities that everyone else has.
hmm.
So we just kind of have to reach out and create our own opportunities in our own ways. So we kind of have to just reach out to multiple people, ask their opinions. And I just reached out to you because I saw your results and everything in other people. And I just thought that could work for me. And at the end of the day, it did.
Yeah, dude. Awesome. Pretty insane how that's possible. I mean, I don't know how many miles away. We're a lot of miles away, right? New Mexico
Uh-huh.
to Indiana, like very, very interesting um, that now in 2026 we can have a relationship, right?
Mhm.
But also be able to, affect your physicality, actually put numbers up as far as metrics are concerned, and like really take steps in getting recruited for college baseball. Like it's a huge part of your life, man. So I find that super interesting, and I think that's life changing for the way that baseball training is. So, and mom, like with that being said, what kind of made you guys comfortable like trusting an online coach that you've never met before, maybe not even seen too much stuff on Instagram at all?
So for me, I didn't put Ryland up to this at all.
Yeah.
I didn't tell him to seek anybody out. I didn't tell him to do any of that sort. He came to me and said, Mom, I want you to watch this and just talk to the person. And for me, it's always been he has to do the research
Hmm.
because it has to make sense for him. I don't claim to know everything about baseball. I'm a single mom who's tried to figure it out as best as I can and to guide him in the right direction. So when he finally did that and came to me and said, "Hey, come watch this," and then after speaking with you, we even had our concerns at first with
Right.
school.
Right.
Um, but the one thing I've never had to worry about with Ryland is when he puts his mind to it, he's going to do it. And he doesn't take failure lightly.
Right.
So I knew that I said to him, I said, okay, well, I'll give you this opportunity. And if it doesn't work out, we're not continuing. Like this is this is a pricey thing, but it means a lot to you. And if I see results
Right.
out of you in all aspects, then we will look at it. And so I said, okay, I'm going to give you this opportunity. And with Ryland, with everybody asking me to have held him back a year,
Mm.
and he didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. And so I made a promise to him that I would give him every opportunity I can possible to make sure he can compete with where he needs to compete with kids that are a year older than him.
Yeah.
So, because he made the cutoff by 6 days for
Yeah.
school. So I could
Yeah.
have easily held him back.
Hmm.
But we chose not to. So I said, I will give you every opportunity as long as you show me and you continue to do the work. You have to do this. This is on you. It's not just this guy is not going to just all of a sudden make you better just because he's talking to you. You have to physically, mentally, emotionally be there. And half the time he's dragging me to go to the gym. I'm like, please start driving, please start driving. But yeah, it's always him that's like, Mom, we gotta go. Mom, we gotta go. Mom, take me. Mom, take me. And so it's never me, Rylan, get up. Rylan, come
Yeah.
on, you gotta do this.
Yeah.
Rylan, did
Yeah.
you do this? It's never ever been that. So to me, he's committed. And
Mhm.
that's what makes it all worthwhile is when
Yeah.
they make the commitment. They have to make the commitment.
Yeah.
So
I 100% agree. And quite frankly, like if hypothetically Ryland did have that attitude where it was like mom has to get him up, drag him through the mud, through this thing, it's just not going to work, right? Like this is a point in time for Ryland where that mindset is really getting molded. That mindset is super important if he wants to go take this to the next level, right? And with any development plan you have, whether it's, hey, I'm just going to go to the gym 4 times a week, you still have to have that mindset. And without that accountability, the self accountability, right? It's just not going to be something that's going to move the needle. So, yeah, I love that. And Ryan, you've been extremely accountable to yourself, dude. And I can tell that you care about the game deeply, man. So that is like, yes, that's like the first domino that I think all players need to kind of check off before maybe they jump into something like this. Or I would even say before they jump into any type of training, especially if they have college aspirations. So yeah, I think that's right on the nose there. And Ryland, man, so we joined obviously about 5 months ago now, and Coach Ross was not in the program. I don't think he was in the program at that point. He ended up joining, I think probably about 2 months, maybe a month and a half after that. So he's been a relatively new addition. Why don't you kind of tell me, Ryland, like the impact Coach Ross has made on your development, the mental side, and kind of the things that he's put forth inside the program for you?
I mean, obviously you provided some type of mental side, but Coach Ross, he was able to provide videos and deeper explanations of how it really works and how you're able to do this. And at first it was kind of confusing because
Mm,
I've never been really taught that
yeah,
to kind of control everything. So you can ask her. I used to not be very good at controlling anything.
yeah.
And
yeah.
then Coach Ross came along. I watched the videos that we put in school, and especially that energy game that we did in the last meeting. I still have the notes from that, and it's kind of helped me out a lot to kind of keep my energy going throughout the day and not be drained, to not do workouts or go out to hit. And he's just been a big part of my development as a player, keeping my mind healthy and stable throughout development.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, I saw your the note. I saw the note sheet from that one video you sent me. That
Hmm.
was sick. That's awesome. But yeah, I mean, Coach Ross has done an amazing job, and I feel more comfortable putting you guys in his care when it comes to the mental game, probably more so than my own. So, Coach Ross, man, what did you guys specifically focus on with Ryland, like individually, and then even in a group call setting? Sounds like some things really stuck with him. So, what was that main teaching moment for you to Ryland?
I think with Ryland, he is younger, and a lot of times younger players they're not as good as handling their emotions. I mean, this is something that college guys, pro guys struggle with, right? It's handling emotions, and more importantly, it's dealing with failure. So I specifically remember the first call I ever got on with Ryland, and we probably spent 30 minutes just talking about how to handle that, right? And we just talked about take a deep breath. It's really not that serious. Like he is a kid that cares so much about the game, that works extremely hard. So that he it's okay to get frustrated, but don't let it overtake you. Like that was kind of the main thing. And then really just turning, the instead of playing with kind of a need for results, I think what really changed in Ryland was he started to just play because he loved it and kind of have a sense of gratitude and opportunity rather than like, okay, I got to go perform now.
Yeah.
That's the main shift I've seen with him. And it's all been kind of based on getting a better understanding of handling those emotions. And I can't echo enough that it's the work that Rounds put in. I mean, we can, talk till we're blue in the face, but it doesn't matter unless, the kids really let it register and they're taking notes and all that. And he's 100% done that. So,
Mhm.
Yeah, personally, I can relate a lot to how Ryland is, right? Or how he was with his emotions and things like that. Like, man, I can only like when I was 14, geez, it was a mess. It was definitely a mess. I think Coach Ross could probably agree with that for his old self as well. So
yeah,
yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Rylan, I know that the energy game, you mentioned that was a big one. I think the confidence for self-belief was also a massive one for you, that
Mhm.
course. So I guess kind of talk about like what that means to you. I mean, I know we had a lot of conversation, whether it was texting, whether it was on videos, of what that course meant.
So the confidence versus self belief, really, I was really confused on it at first because I asked Nate when it was really when we first joined is when we started talking about it, and I was like, "What does this mean? Is there really a difference?" And confidence is built based on your past results. Self belief is just believing in yourself no matter the result, based on the work you put in, and that you're prepared for that singular moment at that time, no matter what. That's what
Yeah.
self belief is, and that's what
Well,
that's what I had to figure out the difference between. I had
mhm.
to realize that my past results don't define who I am, and it's who I believe and what I put in the work in the gym, in the cage, and just at home. So
Yeah, dude.
that's what really separated it for me.
Yeah, dude. And again, for a guy that is as young as you are, that is insanely mature of you to be able to understand that now. And it's going to serve you in the long run, 1000%. The I know specifically another thing was the flushing mechanism. We worked on that a lot. And for you, it's we talk about the three-step process, and that reset button for you was restrapping your batting gloves. And I looking at a message specifically here where it says, that's been a huge help for you in between pitches and kind of resetting your mind. So you want to touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, so before I even joined with you guys, we were at my high school, we always did like what was it called? It was a book. It's a book about
Oh, heads up baseball.
heads up baseball.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
book. We always used to watch the videos on that. But it told us about the flushing mechanism, and we just didn't really get the concept of how to actually implement it into the game. But when you joined, you showed me how to actually do it and how it actually resets my mind instead of just telling me to do it. Because
Yeah, no doubt.
in that video, it just told me to do it. It didn't tell me why to do it or how to do it. So it didn't really make sense to me. And just restrapping my batting gloves, it gets me, I think of it as a new feel in my hands, a different swing, It's a new swing. Because like when I unstrap, everything's loose. It's gone. It's not tight. It's not just tight. And I just
Yeah,
loosen that
yeah.
up, restrap it, keep it looser. And I'm like, next pitch, let's go. It's ready. I'm loose. This is the next swing. It's different. It feels different. And I just feel loose. So
1000%. But I think that's what's so special about, kind of what we have is we have the relationship. And because of that, we're able to really get specific on what you need and to really help you understand it better rather than it just being like a generic, course or videos where it's like it's hard for the athlete to get specific with it. I think that's something that we do really well. And again, it's all based on your participation in the group calls and being very communicative with us. So that is to praise you a little bit more. That doesn't happen unless you're all in with this thing for sure.
for sure. And I've been committed this whole time. And everybody that I've recommended this to before, I've told them you have to be committed. You can't just be on and off every day for it to work.
100%.
Everything.
No
You know,
doubt.
man, that even sometimes that scares people, right? Because it takes a lot of energy, takes a lot of resources to do so. But what I think really seeps in there is a little bit of fear of, okay, what if I'm incredibly committed and I still fail? Like, how am I going to feel at that point? Am I going to be a failure? Are people going to look down on me, right? So there's a little bit of fear there when it comes to making commitments to things for a multitude of different reasons. And I think it takes a lot of faith, right? It takes a lot of self-belief, right? Like we learned about to be able to take that step and put all of that fiction behind you because that's really not real. It's all just fear-based thinking. So for you to be able to do that, man, kind of take a step, right? And actually commit yourself to something super important for you in your future, super awesome. People don't figure that out their whole lives, let alone at 14, man. So again, commend you for that entirely, dude.
Well, and I think I just want to jump in on that just really
Yeah.
quick because when people look at like 14
hmm
and doing a program of this sort, like I really feel like it's going to be a big difference once Ryland hits his junior year,
hmm
when all of that time matters.
Right.
He's not going to be playing catch up his junior year.
Right.
He's already going to be there, already doing the exercises correctly and working on the things that he needs to be working on. So at that point, he's still now getting stronger. Like he already has the correct form. He's doing all of that stuff and he's going to be there when all his other teammates aren't there because they just go and do whatever workouts they want and no one's actually truly guiding them or making sure they're working the right muscle to do the thing that they need to do.
Yep.
You know, because a pitcher takes a different muscle than a catcher and then an infielder takes a different muscle than an outfielder and whatever. So I really feel like that's where we're going to see the difference and starting it now is going to, I think, help him excel because he is young. It's going to help him to excel all of those people, excel past those people when the time has come because they will be at a standstill and he's not going to be that way. So
Thousand percent.
that's why I agree starting it young. That's why I agreed to starting it young.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all about that momentum game where sure, he could have started his junior year and like his peers could have not started, right?
Mhm.
But now that we got him his freshman year, right? We got him at 14. We're building a snowball. Like right now in my head, the snowball for Ryland, it's gotten bigger, but it's still half the size of what it really can be. And I think we're going to go down an even steeper hill as he starts to mature and grow into his body a little bit more. That hill's going to get super steep, and we're just going to collect steam. We're going to collect all that snow. Where he's a junior now, it's like whoa, it's like triple the size of like it was, and it's double his peers.
Yep.
So I 1000% agree. It's just he's gaining knowledge too, right? He's gaining knowledge. So when he gets to that college level, and he's going to get there, he'll even be ahead of those people because I would even argue that a lot of college players are even lost in the process who don't have guidance. And heck, I didn't have guidance in college, to be honest, for like my first 3 years. So I think, I completely agree here and super important to get started early. 100%. For mom, now, of course, EV is great. So plus 13 EV, awesome. Like super happy with that. Physically growing, but as you guys know, there's a lot more to the game, right? And we've talked about the mental side and things like that. But mom, what have you seen from Ryland as far as improvements over time, aside from maybe just exit velocity, like he's got more muscle, a little bit bigger? What have you seen from Ryland, aside from maybe the physical?
Um, a lot of the mental. Um, I mean, when you're a catcher and or a pitcher, and when the game is going sideways, I used to see Ryland all the time go like, like so frustrated
Mhm.
because people weren't making the plays, they were making errors, they were doing whatever. And now I have seen a complete difference in how he handles those situations. He has grown so mentally and has learned that, you know what, that strikeout, not the end of the world.
Yep.
Like, not the end of the world. And yes, you guys all want to swing for the fences and you all want to hit that bomb. But you know what? At the end of the day, get to the next batter. Like you need to get to the next batter. Like if you get that hit, fantastic. But get to the next batter. Get your butt to base and get to the next batter.
Mhm.
So that's what scores runs. Not necessarily swinging for the fences and missing it half the time
Mhm.
because only so many balls are going to go to the fence or over the fence. You make runs by getting to the next batter. So, and he used to get so mad when he would strike out. Now I've actually seen him smile because he knew
Yeah.
he actually smiled and I'm like, okay, that tells me a lot. Like
Yeah.
he's now letting that go.
Yeah.
And there'd be times that he would hit a horrible hit and get so mad running to first base just to finish running it out and be angry and hit his head, and now I don't see that anymore. Now it's you still give it that full run. You know what? This is a game of failure.
Oh
So
yeah.
at the end of the day, and he has learned to accept it. And so I have really seen a huge change in him mentally. Huge
Fantastic.
change. Yeah.
Awesome.
I think
That's
I
so
think
good.
she should be our mental coach.
Yeah,
Are you taking notes?
yeah, maybe I'll
Yeah,
have a talk with her and Coach Roster might kick the bucket, dude.
yeah.
Awesome. All right, Ryland, man. Let's talk about the physical gains, dude. The favorite part here, right? The EV, the weight room stuff, man. Tell me about some of those gains, kind of how you've gone through the process physically, the workouts. Tell me about that, dude.
So going through the process of the gym, at first I was kind of confused on what I was doing.
Hmm.
I was like, what the hell is this? And just stuck in this one place, like, why am I doing this? Then eventually everything just started clicking every time. Every time I would go up 5 to 10 pounds, just more easier, easier. Just going there every day just helped me even on the it even helped me on the mental side, clear my head every day. Just going to that gym and busting out weights and everything. And just I've gotten so much stronger compared to everyone else that I've been surrounded by. And I've seen the work that they put in. Some of them do work, but just not like they just don't know what they're doing. And you've helped me a lot with me knowing what I'm doing and how it's helping me in that certain way. Like for example, that triphasic phase, those 3 phases, I've kind of been able to understand that a lot better. Like the strengthening the tendons, getting them explosive in certain phases in certain weeks and getting stronger. It's just giving me a lot of experience and how do I say it? What was it? Forgot the word, but kind of like
All good.
experience.
Yeah, dude.
Knowledge. There it is, knowledge.
Yeah.
And I've just gotten so much stronger. Like my deadlift's gone up. I've been able to move a lot of heavier weight faster,
Hmm.
and I've been able to do a lot more pull-ups, a lot more push-ups, obviously a lot more sit-ups,
Yeah.
and just like feeling more explosive in my bat swing and everything. Just feeling more explosive on my run. Everything just feels more explosive after working out every day and doing all that stuff.
Yeah, dude. Well, that's
So
awesome.
tagging on to that for him, like, so our club team, Ryland does not work out with them.
Mm-hmm.
And we've had to like make sure that the coaches were okay with that because
Mm-hmm.
he's not participating in that part. But all of them have come to me and said, he has made the most significant difference out of everybody in the whole organization. So what he's doing, they are okay with, and they don't fight me that he doesn't show up to the workout practices that he's making, and he's showing, and they are seeing that improvement in him. And they've already said for where he's at, he has surpassed everybody within that group. And so they don't fight me on it at all. Like I was like, okay, here we go. Like, let's see. And they were like, as long as we see a difference, we'll be fine with it. But he'll show up to batting and whatnot with them, but he does not work out with them.
Yeah.
So he goes and works out on his own.
And my coach always tells me like I'm one of the only kids that he doesn't have to worry about not working in the gym or doing anything.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Well, Rylan, you being equipped with the knowledge of like triphasic training and knowing how to systematize or getting a grip on that. I know we've already said this like 5 times, but at 14 is insane. I'll just say it. That's really, really cool. That took me a lot of schooling to figure out. So I think that's really cool, man. That you're getting those concepts, the strength conditioning stuff, like sometimes can get really sciencey and a little bit mumbo jumbo with like a lot of the explanations and stuff. But dude, the fact that you get it is so cool to me. And yeah, dude, that's great to hear that, the coaches think that way. And I think that's just a testament, right, to your character and your hardworking nature, man. And when you pair that, right, when you have that, and then you have a blueprint, something that actually works, it's like two pieces of the puzzle that just go together, right? And you're gonna get a larger picture here, and that comes with results, man. So absolutely, absolutely. And when it comes to like online training, so I know it's a pretty new concept in the baseball realm, probably within the last 10 years, maybe even less than that. Online training has really started to pop up for athletes in general. And in your guys' opinion, like what makes the online training the superior option over like an in-person trainer that you'd go to once a week or like lessons with a hitting coach once a week that really doesn't have like mental training or like accountability kind of baked in side of that?
Like going every day, like not every day, but you give us everyday work. And with a person like someone for like 1 hour a week, it's just not gonna stick with you because you're only there for 1 hour a week. Like as it said, you need like at least 3 months to build a habit. And going with you guys every day has helped build that habit even better. Going to the gym every day, nutrition, everything else. And just that 1 hour in person, it's not gonna help. It may put some ideas in your mind to help you a little bit, but it's just not gonna help as much as in person.
Hmm.
I mean, online.
Yeah.
And honestly, in New Mexico, in certain states, we're not going to have the same opportunities with one-on-one coaching than with you guys in
Yeah.
online. And the same opportunities, the same building, the same facilities. Well, we have the facilities, but just not the same coaching.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And I've asked that question to a lot of people. I actually haven't heard that take of like this actually builds better habits. I think that's a really, really interesting take there. I never really thought of that, to be completely honest. I think that's a really good point. Um, Especially for players who may not have been used to training every single day or used to being in the gym every single day. It's a really good point, dude. Actually building that habitual pattern of let's get to work. So, yeah, dude, I think that's a really good take, man.
Well, and also just to tag on to that too, when you look at the payments for if you go get a private lesson or
Hmm.
even a group lesson, a lot of times parents are like, I can't do that every single day. Like, I can't do that 5 days a week. That will break me. I mean, that will break me. And so when you get it, when you can literally get it 7 days a week with you as part of like the whole fee, when you break it down, it's more cost effective.
Yeah, because especially if you go every day, say like it's like $80 a lesson. You go 7 days a week. That's like
Put your math on.
Yeah, I gotta think
I
about
think
that
it's
one.
like it's $560 a week. I think around there.
Yeah,
$560 a week. Do that times 6 months, which is what we costed for you. Crazy, crazy cost. It's
yeah,
like 3,000, maybe even 4,500 for more than 6 months, which is crazy. Because I know you're gonna, if you do that, you're gonna do it the whole year, which is like plus 8,000 a year, which is so much less. Your guys' program is so much less for more. Sometimes less is more.
And
yeah.
this is done at your time,
Yeah.
as opposed to having to work with another person on their time.
Right.
So
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of math there. A lot of math there. That's where I kind of slow up a little bit, but
you need to
definitely a
sharpen
lot
up.
of money if you were to do something in person every single day, which you truly need. Dude, it's no secret. You're going to need to train every single day in some form or capacity during high school baseball. Like, if you don't, you're not going to prepare yourself for the college level where that is the standard. That is the norm every single day. There's some sort of needle to be pushed. Is it I'm maxing out deadlift every single day, 10 out of 10? Not exactly, right? But there's at least something there every single day that's going to move the needle a little bit further for you in your development. And again, the earlier we can do that, we can develop that pattern. Um, you have to train every day. You have to. You just got to. So awesome, man. Going back to when you first reached out to me, let's take our mind all the way back to that first DM. If you never reached out, never sent like that message or anything, and you just kind of kept doing what you're doing, where do you think you'd be right now in comparison to where you actually are right now, Ryland?
I would be in a completely different headspace,
Hmm.
honestly. Just, I would not, like, be frank with you, I would not be the same person. I wouldn't be as strong. I wouldn't be as knowledgeable. I wouldn't be as fast. I wouldn't be hitting like I do. Just overall, not the same.
Yeah, man.
Because before
100%.
that, I was not doing all this. I mean, I was in the gym every day, but I wasn't doing what you have given me. I was watching mental stuff, but I just didn't understand it, and you guys just helped me understand everything in a better way.
Right.
So
Yeah, man. I mean, how could we in my view, it's like, how can we expect a high school baseball player to know everything about the game with his training, physically, mentally? Like, there's just no way.
yeah,
Like, you're a kid, man. Like, it'd be way too much to burden on yourself to try to figure this whole thing out alone. It just doesn't make any sense. And just a couple more things before we wrap up, guys. Like, if someone messaged you guys right now and maybe they were like, I don't know if this would work. My son's never met Nate or Dylan. Like, he might be scamming us. What would that response be from you guys to them?
I have one right here for you.
He was prepared.
No way.
Here, he goes to my school. I think he's a junior now. He says, "Yo, Rylan, I heard you work with Kelly Training, and I was wondering if you recommend him, what he charges, and I'm going to probably set up a call with him in the next few days. And I thought to ask what you think of him." And I said, "Dude, he's amazing. I've gained over plus 13 exit velocity and I've gained over 10 pounds with him, and I've gotten so much stronger. And the mental side of training is amazing. At first, it's kind of confusing with him, but once you get the hang of it, you're all good and you'll be there every day." That's just, I've told him, you just got to trust the process.
My man.
And I told him, you got to be committed. You got to be committed to it.
Yeah, bro. Can't forget that, right?
Yeah.
Well, that was a interesting answer. I wasn't expecting that, man. You had the proof, you had the freaking receipts right there, dude. That's awesome. That's funny. Awesome, guys. Well, I just want to say, obviously I appreciate both of your guys' time. Rylan, we got a PR, man. We got the plus 13. We're gonna get more. We're
Hmm.
sniffing 90, and I see that in your near future, man. So let's kill it the rest of the week. Let's keep working hard, man, and more PRs to come, dude.
I do have a tournament this weekend, so we'll see how that goes.
And
Awesome.
next week.
And next week in San Diego.
There you go, man.
Yep. Back at it.